So what's up guys, back to another video. Me and the boys haven't been riding lately, so I gotta have something to post. So I figured this would be a good one to post. By the title and thumbnail, you guys probably already guessed what I've learned, pros and cons of my 2021 yz250f. I've owned this bike for a year and a half now. It has about 70 hours. I'm sorry for the echo, I'm in my garage. It's too windy to film outside today, but. So first thing that I'm gonna complain about, I guess, is probably how wide it is. I don't know if any of you have rode these YZs, but they are some wide bikes. And I guess there's no way getting around that. I'll show you guys here. They are a really wide bike. Probably the second thing I am going to complain about is probably gonna be their weight. They are a heavy bike. And if you guys have seen the new Hondas, their frame is a lot skinnier and they lost a lot of weight that way. But this bike is just a heavy bike, and it doesn't, it might just be me, rider error, because I'm like 5'11", 140 pounds. I'm not a big guy, I'm just a little kid, you know. But I think that these things compared to the Hondas do not corner the best. They are much more of a bigger bike. And I guess some of that would have to be probably with this thing has a pretty aggressive engine brake on it. So when you let off the throttle, it likes to brake itself, you know. So I think that might have to do something with the whole cornering issue. But I don't know. I'm not, oh, my finger's in the camera, my bad. But I don't know. I'm not a pro dirt bike rider by any means. I mean, I ride dirt roads. I might run some tars sometimes. But other than that, all I'm doing is running my own home tracks, my little turn tracks. I mean, I might go to a buddy's and go ride their track, but I'm not good. By no means am I good. I'm just letting you guys know, for anyone that might be on the same skill level as me, that this bike is a good bike. It has its pros and cons. Me personally, if I was recommending a bike for 2021, a 250, definitely I'd say either, well, if you're looking on the cheaper end, not a KTM, I'd definitely say Yamaha would be a fun bike. I mean, I've had a blast on this thing. The torque is insane on this, but that's because the transmission's geared really like, I don't know how to say it, low? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like, it's really torquey and the gears are really short. So I guess that's something that the Hondas have. Hondas have longer gears, and I think I like that. But yeah, like I was saying, I really ride this bike in the trails, like state land trails, single track trails, you know, just pretty much anywhere. I don't take it to a motocross track all the time. Like, I don't think I've ever been to one, like a full-blown one, but my buddy's building one, so hopefully I'll go hit that. But other than that, pretty much, I think that's really the only thing that I'd say has, oh, and then the battery. So on these stock YZs, I don't know if anyone else has a problem, but I left it sit for a month when I first got it in the winter, because out here in central Minnesota, you can't really ride bikes on a normal winter. Not like this one. This one's weird. But the battery died on it, like completely dead. So I don't know if that was just a fluke. Who knows? That's just another thing to take note of. I'm pretty much doing this so if you're having these problems, that you don't feel left out and feel like your bike is a piece of junk, you know, because it's it's normal. So we're gonna switch to cons now, or not cons, pros, because I have to think of some more cons, because honestly, I'm gonna sound like a fanboy, but honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not brand like loyal at all. I'll ride any brand. I mean, to me, they're all the same bike. I mean, they're just literally, to me, they're all the same bike. They have a couple designs different. That's it to me. To me, they're all the same bike. They're just their own special variation, I guess you could say. But yeah, so we're gonna switch to cons, not cons. I keep saying cons, but we're gonna switch to pros now. So a couple things I'm gonna say right off the bat. One, Airbox. No other 250 I've seen has done this. One thing I like is that the Airbox and air filters right here. Underneath this little plastic cover, you just, flip this up, flake this tab, there's 2 tabs right here. You just pull up on it, pulls off. Air filters right there at no bolts or nothing. But while they did that is they flipped the motor around. So I haven't seen another like 250 race bike do this, but the exhaust starts in the back and goes all the way around. Why they did that is because this bike, in my opinion, is great for jumping. Like because it has, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, don't quote me on any of this. Well, I guess some of it, I know what I'm talking about, but I just don't know the right names of some of it. But I'm pretty sure it has a lower center of gravity because the gas tank is more down towards the center of the bike. And instead of being up here where all your weight's up there, it's in the middle, evened out. So I think that was a good design of Yamaha. I think that was a risky move. Like, they didn't know if this was going to work. It hasn't ever been done before that I've seen on 250 race bikes. Correct me if I'm wrong again. But they haven't done that before, so I was like, well, that's cool. So another why do I see... I already could see the comments of me saying con and when I'm trying to say pros. We'll move this chair out the way. So another pro that I like is this suspension. Now, my bad, the bike's dirty right now and didn't have time to wash it. I mean, I'm just quick whipping up a video, but it is pretty good suspension. I know the Hondas are stiff. Obviously, KTM's suspension, WP is going to be an amazing suspension. This just has KYB in it. But I personally love this suspension. It handles nicely everywhere in every aspect that I ride it. Whether it's going down trails, going on jumps or down ditches, or just, having fun, doing whatever. I mean, this bike's a multi-purpose bike in my opinion. I also love that they have the, I don't know, probably a lot of you, if you guys are looking into this bike or if you guys want to know more about this bike, you guys probably know that behind this panel right here, there's a little ECU, I think. But you pull that off and there's you pull the sleeve off or whatever. And I think it's a code or something. You put into your phone and you can actually monitor this bike from your phone, which I think is really cool. And you can map it too. Like, that's what this is right here. Obviously you got kill switch, start. But this mapping button, so map 1 is going to be no light. I'll go like this. This is going to be map 2 when the light is on. So I think that was a pretty cool move. Takes a little bit to, but I think that was a pretty good move. I love the stock tunable, like right from the factory, you can tune your bike or whatever for, I don't really know how to tune it like really goodly. I'm not a tuning guy by any means. I mean, I literally I'm a YouTube mechanic, if you guys know what I mean. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. Sorry if the camera's shaky or kind of going like that. I don't have a filmer, so filming by myself. So yeah, I think that was a really cool move. And also on your smartphone, you can monitor like the RPMs, the coolant temp, the battery voltage, your speed, like the weather, I think. What else can you monitor? Oh, you can monitor like throttle percentage. Like obviously this is 0, that's 100, but you can monitor like what percentage of your throttle you're using. So I think that's pretty cool that you can monitor that. But other than that, I mean, if you want to know actual specs, go ahead, look them up on Google. If you want to know horsepower, just look up like 2021 YZ250 horsepower and then go to DynoJet charts. Or you can go on YouTube and find them on YouTube, DynoJet. They do the dyno runs on these bikes. I think this bike was like 39 horsepower at 11,000 something RPM. But yeah, super fun bike. I mean, I haven't had a whole ton of problems with it. I think the only problems I've really had with it is it fouled a spark plug. And then after that, I mean, obviously, I don't know if anyone can tell me what's wrong with this. It might be the battery, I don't know. But this thing is like, the starter is just weird. Like, you'll try starting it sometimes and it just will not start. It'll just, crank. And then it'll just quit and nothing will work. And then you like, wait a second and then it'll do it again. and then just randomly it'll pop off, which I don't know what's up with that, but if anyone knows, please let me know down in the comment section. I mean, another con, I guess. We're switching back to cons here. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm going with the flow. So these radiators, because it's so wide, this bike was sitting and it fell on its side. Well, that ended up bending the radiator, so I had to bend it back and all that, because it wasn't like unusable, but it was mildly discomforting because one side was like that and one side was like normal. So I've done that on both sides now, so that's, I guess, one thing. But of course, again, that's user error. I should have had radiator braces on this. I don't know why I don't buy them. I literally tell myself at the beginning of any time I start riding, I'm like, hey, get some radiator braces. But I never do. I don't know why. I should. But other than that, I think pretty much just rear tire will go pretty fast if you're riding on dirt roads or stuff like that. But I know I'm probably going to get roasted in the comments for riding dirt road and trails and stuff, and not riding track with a race bike. But you know, it's my money. It's what I like to do. And I see no problem with that. So I understand that some people have their opinions, some people have their likes and I have my likes. So that's fine. Just, you know, I love to hear about how people have these on the tracks, or I'd love to hear if you guys actually ride one of these bikes on the track. I'd love to hear how you like it. If you want to reply in the comments or something, I would like to hear how you like it on the track, because I've personally never been on a motocross track on this, which I am really wanting to. I've never rode a motocross track, so who knows, might get hurt, I don't know, but nothing that I shouldn't be able to heal from. So yeah, another thing that I really like about these, so these are not actually Renthal handlebars, this is just a different bar pad, but if you look at these bars, they are pretty straight. They are not really bent. And don't get me wrong, I've had some pretty good, not gnarly, like horrible, but some pretty good crashes, laydowns, you know, where I would have normally been like, oh, that might have bent my bars. But no, it's just, they don't bend, which is weird because they're stock bars, and usually stock bars don't hold up. I don't really know what brand they are. I mean, I can't really tell. I mean, I'm guessing Yamaha brand. I don't know who makes them. But other than that, I mean, there isn't much more to say about it. I mean, it's just like every other bike, in my opinion. I mean, just really, if you guys just sit there and think about it, it's Yamaha. If the bikes are not that much far apart from each other, they're all pretty much the same thing. But the one thing for the Yamaha is the wraparound exhaust and motor twisted, which I think that's pretty cool because it's kind of unique. Sorry, I'm just getting sick, so if you hear me sniffle, that's why. But other than that, I think that's about it for this bike. Sorry again. But other than that, I think that's really about it. I mean, there's not much more to say about it. I mean, for me, it's been pretty much a good bike. I mean, I know there's going to be haters saying it's dog crap or blah, 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 but me personally, I really don't care. You have your opinions and I have mine, and I ain't going to go shoving it down your throat because I don't see the point. But if you want to harass me about my opinions, go ahead, because I really don't care. But yeah, other than that, I think if you're wondering, most of these bikes, I think these ones are 19 to 23. So 2019 to 2023 are all the same. Thanks for watching. I don't really like to ask for subscribers, but if you guys liked what you see, if you want to see more, go ahead and drop a like or a comment or whatever you want. Subscribe. I don't care. Go ahead and do whatever you want. I mean, the more subscribers I get, I mean, I'm doing this purely out of fun. I'm not sitting there stressing about getting a video or filming or anything. I'm doing this simply out of fun because I've always been a talker. I've always liked to give people advice and stuff and teach people about things. So I think YouTube is kind of a cool thing that I'm getting into, because it's kind of cool that you can just pick up your phone camera, like I'm filming on my phone right now, and you can just go to a cheap little editing app and make content for people that's actually helpful. Thanks for watching. That should be it for today. Y'all have a good day, good weekend.